DragonCon 2017, Crispy here with our good friend Tad. Tad,
hey,
my
Chris.
friend, thank you for making it out to our little show here in Atlanta.
Oh, my pleasure.
Now,
little show,
exactly. Yeah. I don't want to overhype it. I don't want to oversell it. Let's be honest here. It's just 5 hotels, a couple of buildings in the America's Mart, and 80,000 people.
Exactly.
It's a little show. It's fine.
Which starts a day before the actual show.
Yes, yeah. So this year
never been to a con where they take over the city in costume the night before the con.
So did you get here last night then?
Yes.
Okay. So if you were here on Wednesday, you would have seen it on Wednesday as well. Wednesday we already move in. Some people here on Tuesday, but Wednesday here in the Marriott, there's already a gathering of folks, costume.
Right.
The party starts. It's a full week at this point.
I assume the fans are super excited. They say, "I've got 5 costumes in only 4 days." But
5 costumes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
per day.
Yeah, precisely. I've got friends that like one friend literally had like 13 costumes for 4 days, and I'm like, bless you. That is admirable.
Yes.
So, how many costumes did you bring this year?
Just the one.
All right. The Tad outfit.
Yes.
It's a beautifit, a beautiful ensemble today. We've all been
and
commenting. Important for your duckiness. So, a little bit about yourself for fans that might not aware. Tad here had a huge hand. You'll notice this is the only guest we've ever had props on stage for. A little bit of Darkwing duck history here. With
I don't get a piece of this, but thank you.
Yeah, fair. Well, had I known. So you had, I guess, a flipper, a wing, and kind of bringing this guy to visual life a bit, did you not?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I am Darkwing's dad.
That is an interesting phrase I never thought I would hear in my life.
Well,
and I am really happy I got to hear that.
You're not hanging around my place.
That's fair. That's fair. So, did you send him off to college now? Did you and things like that?
No, he was there ahead of me.
Yeah, got a head start.
People ask me questions about him, and it's like, hey, for 3 years he lived with me.
Yeah.
So like, I don't need to hang out anymore.
That's fair. You've done your time with the roommates and moved on.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And as a personal fan of Darkwing Duck myself, it is probably like one of the, let's say, 3 cartoons that I watched more than anything else growing up. So
fantastic.
Thank you for kind of bringing one of my heroes to life personally, and to hopefully some of our fans as well.
I've talked to many people who said he was their entrance into superhero-dom.
Yes, that is. I've never considered that before. I don't know why I've never really considered that, but that is exactly for me as well. That is fantastic. Now you're going to be over in the America's Mart.
Yes.
You have a table set up, and
I have a table set up, and there to meet fans and chat and just do whatever.
Do
just
whatever.
Be me.
Just be you. And those of you who have never met him, please do. He is one of the best people. You've come to MomoCon, which is our sister
MomoCon
convention.
was actually my first convention that I was invited to as a guest, right when I decided to retire.
Perfect timing.
And it was.
Yeah.
And so I started doing original art to have something to sell at the thing. And since then I've been to Maui conventions. I was invited to Moscow and St. Petersburg. So suddenly I haven't gone there yet. But But it's great.
So you're in a position now where you're actually able to go around and meet all of these fans.
Exactly,
so.
And that's a huge thing in that when we were doing the shows, and you know, outside of Darkwing, I also did Rescue Rangers.
Oh, goodness, yes.
And had a hand in DuckTales. We didn't get. I mean, we got ratings, but by then we were so far into production, it wasn't going to affect anything.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, how did the show do last night? Because we were in syndication, so we kind of knew. Well, we did know they were popular, but. You know, I started at Disney with Ron Clements, who did little movies like Aladdin, Moana, and everything in between. And Ron could always go to the theater and sit in the audience and hear the reaction. But for me, it was frankly at MomoCon here in Atlanta that I got some of the first and most moving audience reaction. I had some women break down in tears because they had basically a tough time growing up, and the relationship of Darkwing and his adopted daughter Gotham was like an anchor to them.
Yeah.
And that was, you know, we were trying to be funny and get the scripts out on
Friday,
right. To hear how it moved people and you know, really appreciate, you know, the fans in that, in the best sense of the word, really involved in the show, and it meant a lot to them. You know, we were just trying to be funny.
You were there to make the joke, but ended up having this huge impact on
Exactly,
generations of people there.
Yeah.
Just fantastic. Now, as an employee of Disney, are you yourself a fan of Disney? Do you ever get down to the parks? We were kind of joking about this before, but
Well, I was at, actually, it was funny that I was at Disney for 30 years, and then they said, you see that door? Check out the other side of it.
Oh, no.
But so I had another 10 years after that where I did the Hellboy animated films and a Brer Rabbit film, and then ended up on a Netflix show. It was the last show that I directed, Kulapari, the Army of Frogs, which was a crazy different kind of show for me.
It was fun though.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to the beginning of me being involved in Disney is my dad worked for Carnation Company, which of course was affiliated with Disney on Main Street and all that. And we used to have the company picnics once a year, and we would go. What is now, if you know the Anaheim Disneyland, what is now Pirates of the Caribbean, used to be just a park with like picnic tables. So they would set up a tent there, and they had food and everything. And I remember they played bingo, and now that I look back at it, I go, you were playing bingo, but Disneyland is like right there. It's literally right there. The door is there.
Yeah,
but anyway, we got to go to Disneyland once a year. Then my dad was able to get me tickets through the high school years. And I started at Disney, and they would give us free tickets like twice a year. And then once it's different now, but once you worked off the clock, you were given a silver pass where you could go at any time. And then I left Disney and didn't have a need to go to the park until I had grandchildren. And then I remember going to my granddaughter's birthday party at Disneyland. And I realized this is the first time I've paid to go to Disneyland in my entire life. And it didn't require a second mortgage, but came close.
It is. As someone who goes to Disney a lot personally, it's like, yes, that is the tough to swallow at times.
So I was literally born in a hospital across the street from the studio.
Wow.
So Disney is a huge part of my life.
Yeah, but it really makes sense why you have that as a part of your culture and your history.
Yeah.
So literally born into it, I would say.
Yes.
So which is fantastic. Now here at the convention, in addition to your table, what are you wanting to do?
Well,
do you want to get out there?
And
you have some panels?
I've got like 4 panels. There's a panel about me. Today I'm doing one about Darkwing Duck, of course.
Fantastic. Yeah.
And James Silvani will be part of that. James is the artist of the Darkwing Duck comic books. And it's been great fun getting to know them. And then I'm on a Disney Comics panel, which I'm not sure why, but it's like, because I didn't actually work on them.
You were on the comic,
I'll applaud politely for that one. So, and then there's the one working for Disney where we have some voice people. I think Tony and
Tony's here,
voice of Donald. And, it's great. And now me, even though I'm retired, I'm good friends with the guys doing the new DuckTales show, which I find fantastic.
I just recently watched that. When it aired, I say recently, I probably have watched it 4 times already.
Many people have. I was talking to the story editor just 2 days ago, and he was saying they were thrilled that a huge percentage, I forget what it was, were co-views, meaning adults were watching with kids at the same time.
Which I think is
wonderful. Like the Disney tradition of family entertainment, what it really means, which is the adults are enjoying
everyone
it
there,
too.
And as an adult now, and obviously DuckTales was prominent in my childhood, there was a lot of pressure for us as a fan, like anxiety, I should say, or like, oh please, we need this, we need some jovial, we need some adventure, and to see that be as popular as it was. Just reactions across the internet has been very exciting.
It is
for me,
amazing.
So.
The guys they are when fans, Disney's going to mess it up, or Disney will, and it's like, no, there is no Disney. This is a group. Everybody on the show was a fan of the show,
and it shows.
And when I was at a D23 event at the studio at the Disney Afternoon, he gave a presentation where they showed the thinking behind some of the art design.
Yes, I heard about this.
And
yeah.
they actually went to because a lot of it is, they went back to the source material, which is not DuckTales, the cartoon show. It's Carl Barks, it's Don Rosa, who's here.
Yeah, Don's here, yes.
This year too. And the comic strips, and the old cartoons.
Yeah.
There's a character that's going to be a big role who's only mentioned by name in a cartoon, you know, but they know, you know, I make up a character if you can go into that. When they got to the part of the presentation where they talked how they zoomed in on the pulp, literally the pulp of the newsprint comics are printed on, that when you look at them, they have a high-res texture that goes over every background that has that little pulpy texture in it.
I definitely think that shows.
There could not be a better group, bringing that show to life. And of course, there's been talk of a certain
different little guy maybe
that might show up.
Yeah, that would be excellent.
So we'll
I don't know if you'll have a hand in that, but I'm happy to see your child.
Only unofficially.
Precisely.
And again, I'm sure he'll be reimagined in a way, just as the characters, you know, were for DuckTales, which I think it's just modern storytelling. Everybody's got a great personality. They do not bring guys onto that show lightly. They're like, oh, let's bring in that guy. It's like, well, what if that guy gets a spin-off show? Or we want to bring back, what's his backstory? What's the twist? And that is something I wish we had taken the time with some of our characters and villains in the original show.
Yeah.
So that spirit is still alive. I'm so excited to finally, you know, I got to be literally behind the scenes at San Diego Comic-Con, literally behind the curtain, watching David Tennant and the rest of the cast dancing to the theme of DuckTales, you know, before they went on.
It's truly a labor of love. So I would love to keep talking, but I'm getting flags going, you guys are just rambling at this point. So Tad, before you go, Randall has a question for you. If you would
Randall, excuse me.
Grab a little random question here from Randall.
Green.
It's a good, strong color.
Well, I always like the Green Lantern.
Oh, fantastic.
By Gil Kane, specifically. If you were a candy, what kind would you be?
A tasty question, audience.
I'm going to avoid all the licking jokes. I would prefer to be chewable. No, that hurts. No. I will say a Three Musketeers bar, because it's a candy made to be shared.
Fantastic. Sharing the experience.
Do I get an aw?
I'm there. Our crew is all in the background.
Does this go back in?
I'll just set it to the side. I'll take care of it later. So
Let's see someone top that.
Yeah, they won't. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris.
I hope that you have a wonderful DragonCon. Please check Tad out if you get the chance over in the America Smart and all of his panels. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.